Is it better to have things that you want or to not have things that you don't want? If you had to pick the two, I mean, which would you rather have? I mean, what's a better way to have your life? You know, I don't really have a lot, but sometimes I feel very wealthy because I don't have things that I do not want. In a lot of instances. Because when you want something, you have to make a trade, all right? And in that trade, that person is going to want to have something from you, or have some kind of control. At least it could be for money, or it could be for favors or whatever. But like, if you don't want a lot of things, you don't have to do a lot of people favors. And then these things that we want, are they really things that you want? Or did somebody tell you to want them? They just brainwashed you and they said that it was going to really improve the quality of your life. I mean, there's a lot of scams out there. How many good offers are there? Like solid offers where somebody gives you a real deal on something. Like, the only things I care about in life are, I like surfing, martial arts, and occasionally I like a woman. But surfing, martial arts, you know, surfing's one of those things that always gives back. So is martial arts. The women, they're quite a luxury, but sometimes the luxury wants things out of your life. So, and there's lots of good women out there too, but you just have to be with the right people. That's all. But every time we want something, there's always strings attached. There's always strings attached. And after a while, these strings, they become like nets. It becomes like a net. You're entrapped in a net. So all the strings link together. And you lose all your freedom. I mean, whether it be house, apartment, cars, jobs, whatever, or laws. I mean, do we really want more laws? Because every time we make a law, all that happens is strings get attached to what we want. We make a law to get rid of the bad people. But then all we do is we make a bunch of methods for us to get arrested. In the Bill of Rights, in our Constitution, there's all kinds of ways in which the Bill of Rights is not based on complexity, it's based on simplicity. It's based on our freedom. And a lot of you are idiots. You're fucking idiots. You vote away your freedom. However, this voting away of your freedom is not just this voting away of your freedom. It just doesn't have to do with your laws, our laws, in terms of like the United States official Senate and the judicial branch and the executive branch. It gets down to your business, your corporation, how your office is being managed, like who you tell on, rat on, all that stuff. Like, a lot of times when you work in any kind of bureaucracy, whether it be the government or a non-profit, or you work for a corporation, for the most part, one thing I noticed is you hire sucky individuals get hired, and you have to make all kinds of rules about things in your office, and you always have meetings. Like, that's all they do, is they have meetings. It's like, why do you need to have more meetings? It's like, you need one. And in these meetings, new legislations are developed, whether it be in the US Senate or at your office, all the way up and down. And there's a lot of idiots saying we should do this and that. And also, not only that, they also say things like, we want the corporation to do this and that for us, and this and that. And when you start saying that, then that corporation or your business can turn right around on you and get more of your time and your freedom. No problems. It's an easy dip. It's easy. Psychology. Let's take a look at that institution. Interesting institution. They want them to cure all these mental problems. Okay, first off, most of these diseases, they've just been made up. And they have nothing to do with a quest for pleasure in doing the least harm for human beings. And it's a totally useless field. It's really a useless field. Because most judges, they have the common sense to see if somebody is actually a good or a bad person. But all these drugs out there in the market, like they want a cure for like some kind of mental disease. But these drugs on the market, they don't cure any mental diseases at all. Like for depression, they've never had one, or bipolar disorder. All these drugs do is they just fuck people up real bad. That's all a lot of these drugs do. What about diet? Is it better to have things? Is it better to have more or less? Okay, now let's look at all, like, if you go to a supermarket, there's all these diet foods out there. There's all these diet foods out there in the supermarket. But it's funny, when you spend your money to buy these diet foods, you don't get stuff that's healthy for you. You might be best off, in fact, having less in your diet. Take away salts, take away the sugars, and take away the meat and the animal products, dairy, eggs, chicken fillets. Take that out. Eat fruits and vegetables. A little bit of brown rice. That's what the gladiators used to eat. All vegan. That's what Carl Lewis eats. The meat and the protein actually cause a negative reaction to the body as far as athletics are concerned. I had two cousins in the Olympics. One a swimmer, one a speed skater. No meat, all veggies. Like multivitamins. Like what are multivitamins going to do to you? Like let's say you have like a couple of vegetables sitting in front of you, and then you have a multivitamin. Which one are you going to take, the vegetables or the multivitamin? You know, right now you know that those veggies will help you out. The vegetables and the fruits actually have, with a much lower calorie intake, they will give you much more positive results. Just fruits and vegetables. If you get like 100, let's just say you get like 1,000 calories of fruits and vegetables in a day, you will get way more nutrition from that than you would from the meat or from any of these diet products or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people out there telling you that you need things that you don't want, and all these things you're doing is taking away your freedom, and then we gotta like all this stuff. When we want all these things, we have to go to war with other countries and fucking kill them and bomb them and blow the living piss out of them. Is that think about it. Do you really want all these things? What are all these things doing for us? Nothing. I'll tell you one thing I want. I want my Bill of Rights. I don't have my Bill of Rights. We don't have our Bill of Rights yet. Okay, that's included in the 14th and 19th Amendment. They're extensions of it. But don't you want to be free? Imagine all that stuff. How much crap could you cut out of your life? How much crap can we cut out? How much more can I cut out of my life? There are some things I do like. I like beer. But thank you for joining me.